Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you tonight, right before the celebration of our amazing country, this is something that I found interesting. You didn't hear a peep from the media about Biden's big ATF gun loss with rewriting the rules around ghost guns, did you? Isn't it odd how they will pound their chest in victory and spread it far and wide, but when they get stuffed, it's almost like it didn't happen. Isn't that weird? Well, I've got the one article for you that I found that's showing you how bad this was for the Biden administration. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this one, because this one, there was something cool in this article I want to share with you guys. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are distributing freedom twice daily, and we would love to have you along for the ride, and thank you for that consideration. All right, my brothers and sisters, let me just start this off. This is from the Washington Examiner. Okay, so this is one of the mainline sources. Biden loses ghost gun case as ATF ban is unlawful. Okay, well, we knew that. But listen to what they're saying, because this verbiage right here is crucial coming from the media, because they're legitimately calling it like it is. Check this out. In another blow to President Joe Biden's war on guns, a federal judge has reversed an ATF ban on so-called ghost guns, ruling that the president and his gun agency overstepped their jurisdiction. Yeah, they did, just like we talked about consistently on this channel over and over and over again. And as we followed it through, the culmination was victory. Make no mistake, you guys beat the ATF and Biden and the entire executive bureaucracy is the best way I could say it, apparatus, if you will. On Friday, Texas-based United States District Court Judge Reed O'Connor said that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives went further than Congress in banning the partially made guns. They did. They exceeded their confines because we don't live in a bureaucratic tyranny. We live in a republic. We were represented by congressional members who are elected. They make the laws. Executive bureaucracies do not. That's an incredibly important point, and they just got a bee sting right on their nose. This is really important, but let's keep going because I want to show you. It's just so beautiful. Quote, this is from the actual opinion if you didn't catch it. This case presents the question of whether the federal government may lawfully regulate partially manufactured firearm components, related firearm products, and other tools and materials in keeping with the Gun Control Act of 1968. That's the important part, Gun Control Act of 1968. Because the court concludes that the government cannot regulate those items without violating federal law, the court holds that the government's recently enacted final rule is unlawful agency action taken in excess of the ATF's statutory jurisdiction. On this basis, the court vacates the final rule. This is the next part. I've already read that to you in a prior video. This next part is the next step. The ruling is likely to be appealed by justice. It follows on the lifting of a ban on so-called bump stocks. Listen to the tie-in, this is crucial, and signals trouble for the administration's latest effort to ban AR-style pistols that use an adjustable brace. Ghost guns, that door just closed right on your nose. Bump stocks are right on the back door, and pistol braces, oh, we're right there too. This was so important that they superseded their bounds and got caught, their hand in the cookie jar. Everything in the house of cards can now fall because there's precedent. This was massive, not just for the ATF ghost gun rule and regulation, but for everything else that they've tried through executive bureaucratic overreach. Make no mistake, the Washington Examiner is correct. It's pointing towards other things that they've done using the exact same impetus. We talked about on this channel consistently. One of these things falls, the entire house of cards is in trouble. That's what we're seeing. Now this next one, when I was doing research on this video, you can imagine my surprise and honestly the smile that came to my face when I saw this when I was reading this next part. Second Amendment advocates cheered the ruling as the latest action to shut down Biden's effort to grab guns through executive orders and not Congress. And that's the video that we did on this channel when this occurred. And it was just really cool, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was amazing. In this case, ATF said that incomplete or unfinished gun parts are guns and can be regulated. The court said parts aren't guns under the law. Parts aren't guns under the law. Pistol braces. bump stocks. You see where this is going? And I got one more thing for you. This is the last piece to wrap this up and put some amazing just oomph on it. In releasing the rule on gun frames and receivers, Attorney General Merrick Garland last year said he was simply modernizing a 1968 law to call the parts guns. But the court mocked ATF's claim that gun parts are at the same time firearms and may be made into firearms. That was the crux. That was the whole point when they wouldn't be able to pull it off. Listen to this quote. Quote, "The issue in this case is whether ATF may properly regulate a component as a frame or receiver even after ATF determines that the component in question is not a frame or receiver. It may not. Logic dictates that a part cannot be both not yet a receiver and receiver at the same time. Defendants' reliance on that logical contradiction is fatal to their argument," wrote the judge. That is quite literally the fatal flaw for the pistol braces and for the bump stocks and for the ATF ghost gun. That's what we talked about on this channel. How are you going to determine something is or isn't a firearm? When can you make that determination? Because permanently right now it's 80%. Is it 79? Is it 61? Is a part now a gun, but it's not a gun, but it can be a gun eventually, so it's going to be a serialized part? It was lunacy on its face, but they had to get a win. Well, now they've got a lot of L's, and everything they've built their entire 2.5-year case on through the Biden administration is on the precipice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.